Advent greetings, friends of the Soul Cafe. I'm John Heidgert, and I'm here in the Soul Cafe on the first Friday in Advent. I think it's a good time for me to start the first of what I hope to be a series of weekly video logs where we talk about issues of theology, of faith, of a life as a disciple of Jesus Christ, of practical matters, of high theological matters, whatever might be appropriate for the time and the season. Hopefully you'll find these video logs very informative, and I hope you engage in some holy conversation on the various platforms that this video log will appear. This week I had the privilege of visiting a Jewish center in Philadelphia, the Germantown Jewish Center, to attend a Jewish prayer service. Coincidentally, the prayer service I attended was on the last day of Hanukkah, and after all the prayers and beautiful sung prayers, reading through the Psalter, opening the Torah, reading from the Torah, and the people were very much engaged in the service, which was something that I didn't expect. I thought it was more of a hierarchical type of structure where the rabbi would lead just about everything, but it was just wonderful to see the community that gathered around the Word in a very similar way that we hear in a Lutheran church or many other churches also gather as a community around the Word. But the rabbi at the end of the service gave a little homily, not quite the sermon that you might hear in a Protestant or Catholic church, but a little homily nonetheless about the meaning of the day. And he commented on lighting the menorah, and especially lighting the 8th candle of the menorah, signifying the last day of Hanukkah. And what he said was that to him was a fulfillment of light. So each day that a candle was lit on the menorah was closer to the fulfillment of light. So in many ways, it was so it felt so Adventy, if that's a word, very similar to how we celebrate here in Advent, where we have 4 candles and we light one each week, and the last week is we approach the fulfillment of the Advent season, which is the coming of Jesus Christ. The parallels didn't really end there. The rabbi talked about the fulfillment of light also signifying the nation of Israel and its role as a light to the nations. Now, I say light to the nations because the rabbi kind of corrected that, and what he said was that the word goyim, which is the Hebrew, which is most often translated to the Gentiles, was really, even though that's an evolved translation of the word, according to the rabbi, originally that meant nations more than Gentiles, and nations of which Israel was one. So when you translate that, you're really looking at the menorah being the fulfillment of the light among the nations. So Israel was part of the world instead of being something to the world. And we can say very much the same thing about Jesus Christ, because Jesus came down to earth from heaven, lived among us, and he was therefore the fulfillment of the light among the nations. It's a very, very important connection that we have to our Jewish roots, our Jewish brothers and sisters, and it was even more meaningful to me having sat through a prayer service on the last day of Hanukkah to see the deep connections that we have theologically and even Christologically when you think about it. So I was very grateful to my brothers and sisters there at the Germantown Jewish Center for providing a connection, a real deep connection in our faith, and one that I will carry with me through the rest of this Advent. And when I see candles lit, I will think about Israel being a light among the nations, and Jesus Christ also being a light among the nations. So I wish you many Advent blessings as we sit here and we wait watchfully with joyful expectancy of the coming birth of Jesus Christ. If you have any questions or comments, please start the conversation and I would be more than happy to join you and join other friends of the Soul Cafe. But for now, it's John Hiker at the Soul Cafe saying peace.